that is why I think it's so important that we enable our users. They have to know they're the front line of defense with cybersecurity. Every organization, regardless if it's government, military, private sector, finance, healthcare, the trenches are secured by the general user. So when we plaster up, like you said, these, live life to the fullest, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. We put forward these very complex and systemic issues and risks. And the context is, we don't know what to do now. I guess we have to look to our business leaders. We have to look to our cyber leaders. We have to look to these very complex institutions for solutions. When you and I both know, day in and day out, a system and organization infrastructure is secured by the user.
Right. And while I, again, mostly agree with you, I mean, there's no question. The biggest gaping hole in every information system is the human factor. We've had videos on that. You and I have talked about that ad nauseum. There's no question. There is no bigger weakness than the human factor. But it's not like that isn't true of everything. I mean, so what do we do? Eliminate. I mean, that's like the horror plot of when AI and robots take over the world. You are what's wrong with this planet. We must kill the humans. I mean, we can't say that that's the whole thing. Now, I've talked about, zero trust architecture quite a bit. And one of the goals of a zero trust architecture is to reduce the dependency on that endpoint, reduce the role of that endpoint in the security infrastructure. I mean, you've heard me talk about this before. Amazon does not care if you have the latest patches on your endpoint when you visit their website, because they don't trust your endpoint anyway. If we build our architectures more around that sort of thinking, it would cut a lot of that out. So, but that still doesn't mean that these organizations are completely, resilient and impossible to be hacked. It's simply not true. It's just, we can do things to lower the risk of the human factor when it comes to the general user population. There's an architectural solution for that problem in many, not all, but many instances.
No doubt.
But getting back to this whole calamity howler thing, though, there is a value in getting decision makers adequately, not excessively, but adequately scared. They need to be a little scared. They need to not be so confident that nothing's going to happen to their business, to their organization. And if it takes a little bit of an extreme sometimes to wake them up, maybe.